What's going on, guys? Kivox here, and welcome to a new Wands Day. I have 5 new wands today to show you guys, and it's been a good year so far. We've been making, by we I mean I've been making a lot of wands. I do suggest if you guys make your own wands, I do suggest to send them over to newwandsday@gmail.com. I will be doing some more wand reviews. I'm just trying to accumulate a few more, so there's still an opening for the next wand review. So if you send them in now, you will most likely be in that batch of wands. So newwands@gmail.com, 16:9 aspect ratio. That's just the easiest way to display it. If you can, display it like kind of like here on the screen so that I can easily plop it up on the screen and show it. I kind of go over this every time. These wands that I made, you may have seen some of the creation of them in the previous video. I think it was the last video we made, the Making New Wands Day. I was very proud of that name that I came up with. I thought it was just like, oh, it was pretty good. Yeah, so I'm going to continue to make things like videos like that. I may not make them every single time, but I will continue to try to put out some more creative or creating videos where I'm making the wands and then maybe doing some voiceovers and stuff over that. That last one was the first one that I've tried to do that way, or do in any way at all. Also the first one that I tried to do in the shop. So for now, I think it's going to be mostly voiceover stuff, and then we'll take it from there for the other stuff. Let me know if you guys want to see anything specific in the upcoming videos. If you are an early access member on Patreon, you probably are watching this a little bit earlier than everybody else. And also, if you're just a Patreon member, you probably saw these on the Wand Talk chat on there a little bit early. So if you guys want to pick any of these up, usually Patreon members have first dibs at them. If they are all going up, that means nobody on Patreon wanted one. But at this point, when this video is public, they should all be up on the website. So that's enderswands.com. So just check them out. There's also some more photos on there, just in case you don't see, you can't see all the details in this video. I try to show off everything, though, everything that I think is interesting. In a previous Friday live stream, we drew up some wands. You guys voted on which one you guys liked the most, and we drew up these 5 wands, and we did make them. A couple things were changed on pretty much all of them, except for the one that had the highest votes. I pretty much kept true to that one. This first one is probably the most similar one compared to the drawings. And that is the one that everybody actually thought like they liked the most. I definitely like it. It kind of reminds me of one of Yumiko's wands, or Meekachii's wands from before. Yumiko is her D&D character, and I'm very used to calling her Yumiko whenever we play, because normally I just call her Meek, but I don't call her Meekachii fully. So that's who that is, okay? But yeah, this one is very similar to one of her previous wands, if not her latest one. No, I don't think it's her latest one. But this one is, it's again very simple, has this nice little spiral, gradual spiral with somewhat of facets. I didn't want it to just be a smooth spiral, so I did like separate facets going all the way up, and then both of the spirals kind of end up here because there's technically 2 spirals. That's really the only way to get like this look. Otherwise, it would be it would have to be either really tight, and these would have to go in really close if you had that going on. But I think it came out really nice, and I like this little like kind of thin ribbony part. Sorry, I got cat hair on there. This little ribbony part here at the end. It just looks nice. And then I did a little bit of burning, a little bit of dry brushing on there to give it that little silvery highlight around the edges. I don't know if you guys can see that. I think you can. I'm pretty sure you can. And then it has this nice little gloss, semi-gloss look to it. I think it came out pretty nice. This one has a single spiral, and it is not super aggressive. So you can see that the angle for it is kind of high, right? It's a high angle. It's not very flat this way. So it goes, and if you draw one spiral all the way around, that's usually how it is. So if you wanted it to be more like the previous one, you'd have to draw a spiral, or you'd have to make a spiral or a divot, an indent all the way around on the opposite side of this. And then that would give it more of a like an hourglass, like a repeating hourglass shape, as opposed to this one has like a bubbly not bubbly hourglass, just a bubbly shape, right? Where it's like boom, boom, boom. It has all the lumps on it. But this one's cool. It has the little nails or the little staples that wrap all the way around. And then we have this little hook end here. This spiral actually wraps all the way around, and then comes up and over. So we can actually see it come up and over to the end. It doesn't go all the way, it stops, but then this pattern here wraps down. Can you see it? Yeah, wraps down, and then Y's right here, goes back up, and then wraps around, and then it simply just spirals all the way around. Then when it gets right here to the middle, kind of where the guard would be, it goes all the way through and around. Technically, this is two pieces here, so there's one here and one on the opposite side of it, so that it looks like it's like a ring all the way around. I think you can see it right there. And then it just continues to go down. This is made out of Osage, and then I did a little bit of paint and a little bit of this pattern here. It kind of looks like, I don't know, tiger pattern. Not really, just kind of swipes off of the high edges here, and then kind of swoops into the center in a couple of spots. It just gives it a little bit more character as opposed to making the whole thing black. It brings a little bit of the yellow from the blade all the way into the rest of the wand, so it's not just black and yellow, you know? I think it came out pretty nice, man. I like it. It's a little bit heavier too because of the metal parts on it, and it's very like grippy. It has a lot, but it's nice because it's smooth, right? It doesn't have the sharp edges on it. It's nice and smooth, and feels pretty good. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but I really try to like make every batch of wands have like a little bit of everything. So some will be a little bit more elegant, some will be a little bit more just rough and dark and a little like evil looking. And if by evil, it's just like usually evil people look at, and it's like dark wands, like black or like creepy looking stuff. You don't have to have those to be like an evil wizard or witch, right? But that's usually what people think. I don't think either of these are very dark, even though that one's pretty like black and like literally dark. But I don't think it's very evil looking. If that, yeah. This one, I would say, to me, looks a little bit darker, and it pretty much had the simplest design on the paper. If you just look at it, you would assume that it's like the easiest one to make. I disagree. I don't think it was as easy as it looked. So this is the one that Meekachii said that it looked like it was being chewed up, or it had big bites taken out of it. And I do agree. It does look like it has big bites taken out of it. Originally, in the drawing, you'll see that it just had two sections that were like bitten off. It was like here and on the bottom here. And that's what kind of what these two are. And you can kind of see them from both sides. But I decided to add more because I just felt like it was too simple. It was too little. And then what I did after I added a little bit more. Also, wait, hold on. Before I get too far, it does have a square-ish profile. You can't tell as much on this because it's you know, the bite, I guess, the cuts go around the edge, so you can't tell as much. But if you look at it from like an angle this way, you can see that it's a rectangle technically that tapers down into kind of, it's a pyramid that tapers down right at the tip. And it's not an equal pyramid either. So this side is wider than this. So basically you can say that this is the top, or this is the top, you know, top and bottom, and then these are the sides if you have it on like a display or something. But this one was difficult. It was difficult. I decided to put a little bit of some white paint in here, and then I sanded some of that down to give it this kind of weathered, like patchy white spots. And again, I think that this one looks a lot darker than the other ones because it does have that kind of like unsettling, a little bit creepy thing. And it kind of just like fits, even like this. I didn't even think about this when I was making, but it kind of has like little cutouts for your fingers. And then even right here, it has like a little cutout for your thumb. So if you wanted to, do this, the thing is, if you're casting, you're technically like, if you want to shoot, go forward, you'd have to like kind of twist. I don't know. I think this one's pretty interesting. And let me know, by the way, guys, at the end of this video, let me know which one was your favorite out of all of these. And here's a little teaser for the future. I think I made my new wand, and I was thinking about putting it up, but I think it's just one of those that like I made and I really, really like it. Granted, there's one in this batch that I really, really like, but I think I like this other one better. But you're not going to see it in this video yet. It will be most likely in one of the future videos once I record it and make those final decisions on what we're going to do. But if you are a patron, you may have already seen it because I'll probably post some pictures there later today, so you guys can see the new wand. I'm pretty happy with it. I was inspired. Now, this next one I think was the hardest one for me to look that I made. How do I word this? This one was the hardest one for me to get to look the way I wanted it, because it probably departs the most from the original design, and that is the broken handle design with the carved out part on the inside. I made it, I did the colors that I wanted, and I just didn't love it. So I went back to the drawing board. I had an idea to put an insert inside of it, and I like it a lot more now. I think it definitely is worthy now. Before, I don't think it was worthy. I thought it was just too simple. It didn't live up to what I imagined in my head. So, like I said, I went back and redid it. So this is the one that had the cutout on it. So this whole section here is cut out, obviously. This is mahogany, and this is the mimosa wood. And I originally cut it out. I had like some gold in there and stuff, but it just looked too plain. It was also, the mimosa is very light. It's a very light wood. So it felt very, very light and very, like it felt too light in my opinion. So I had this idea. I put some little divots on there and I wrapped it with some of this, this metal here, and I think it came out really nice. I think it ended up looking really interesting and not like any other wand. And what's cool about this is that it's actually being held together just by the shape of the metal and the fact that they're connected to each other. So that wraps it and holds everything together. There's obviously a little bit of glue holding this piece to this piece, the mahogany to the mimosa, but the metal itself, I didn't want to glue it in because I didn't want any of those little spots. There's way too much detail here that if we put a little bit of glue there, it may take away from it and it may look a little bit weird. I was very happy with this one once I figured out what it needed. But for the most part, this one was a fairly simple design. It was just getting it nice and smooth, as you saw probably in the making new WandsDay video, is getting it nice and smooth and then cutting it out and then carving out the center. And then the hardest part, I think, was probably making this section here actually fit in here well enough where it looks like it's like part of it. And you can actually, if you look closely, you can actually see like inside a little bit here. It's tough to tell in the video, but you can kind of see like inside behind it a little bit. I'm very happy with this one. So this is the one that was going to have the little nails on it that you guys saw in the thing. I'm very happy. This is my favorite one out of the batch for sure. Also the one that I probably worked the hardest on and took me the longest. Yeah, took me the longest. Besides the Osage one, the yellow one, that one took a while too. But this one for sure took a little bit longer. And if you remember in the making new WandsDay video, we were drilling out all these little holes so we can put the nails in. And I decided to flatten out the nails and sand them down nice and smooth with the handle so it looks like it's part of the handle, but it's all nice and metallic. And then we obviously have this. I love this design. Like I love this little ball with the holes and stuff. It's one of my favorite like design elements that I've made in any wand. This one by far. Purple Heart has this nice little like cane, like I don't know, gun like handle style thing, like rifle style. I really like this wand. Again, I like the other one a little bit more, but this one was for sure my favorite in this batch. Let me know which one was your favorite. I don't really have a lot to say about this one. You guys saw this one a lot in the previous in that previous video, so there really isn't too much to say. But let me know which one was your favorite out of these 5. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you do want to pick up any of these wands, make sure to go to enderswands.com. And they should all still be up there unless some of them were already purchased. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.